a man is out for unchecked power.
Charlotte is strategically important for Democrats because its urban center has the largest population in the state, and its suburbs are changing.
Areas that have been Trump strongholds will likely see some slipping simply because you've had people who lived in the urban core moving to those suburban areas due to cost of living.
But Democrats face some challenges in this swing state. The party once dominated early voting, but in this election, registered Republicans actually outpaced Democrats in the early voting period, which, by the way, ended at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And John, the state has set a new record, already more than 4 million ballots cast. John?
So with early voting over, the only choice there in North Carolina is show up on Election Day, huh?
Tuesday.
All right.
That's right.
The old-fashioned way. Jonathan Sterry with Vice President Harris in Charlotte, North Carolina. Jonathan, thank you. Former President Trump holding his second campaign rally of the day right now in Salem, Virginia, and he is not finished yet. Alexis McAdams is live in Greensboro, North Carolina, where Trump's third and final rally of the day will take place. Alexis.
Hi, John. As you said, the former president is on the ground there in Virginia, but he's not done yet. He's then going to head here to Greensboro, North Carolina, where this is a dead heat here in the Tar Heel state. You don't have to check the polls. You just have to look at his campaign schedule to figure out how close it is. Trump is going to be here 4 times in the next 3 days, making that final push on the ground. Voters here tell me it all comes down to the economy. When you go to the grocery store, what do you notice costs more?
Everything doubled. It's unbelievable.
How has the higher prices made you change your day-to-day life?
Well, I'm more careful what I buy.
Okay, so Trump won North Carolina last election, John, but President Biden beat him here in Guilford County, where I am right now, which includes Greensboro, and that's where he's holding this rally. He's been here also a few other times in this election cycle. This was the last day of early voting. That is now gone in North Carolina, and more than a half the state has already hit the polls, so that's a big voter turnout there for the early vote. This election, more registered Republicans have cast their ballot in the Tar Heel state than Democrats, which is a shift since 2020. Trump's making ground with voters of all genders, sexes, and sexualities.
Just because you're gay doesn't mean you only want what's right for one community. I want what's right for everybody. And yes, people despise us for our values and opinions, because how can we, as a gay couple, not want the woman of color? She holds none of our values near and dear. We believe in work. We believe in the ethics of family first.
So that's what we're hearing here on the ground in North Carolina. But a live look at what's happening right now in Salem, Virginia. The former president is talking about a wide range of issues, including the economy, as we just mentioned, and also the border crisis, which has hit parts of Virginia hard. People have a lot of different stories there about exactly what's happened with that border surge. Back out here live, it comes down to this question here with just days until the election. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? When I ask people that here at this rally, they say they're not better off. They're paying more for everything, and they want to change. John?
You might hear that question asked again when the former president gets to Greensboro later on. He asked that question of his audience in Virginia. Alexis McAdams in Greensboro, North Carolina. Alexis, thanks. Both vice presidential candidates campaigning today in the pivotal swing state of Nevada, which could tip the scale in either party's favor this time around. Jeff Paul is live with more. He is in Las Vegas. Jeff.
Yeah, John, and with early voting wrapped up here in Nevada, there really is this push from campaigns to get people who have those mail-in ballots and are holding on to them to return them, or to convince people to show up on Tuesday and vote in person. And that's a big part of the reason why we're seeing big groups like this out at this food festival we're at here in North Las Vegas, trying to get people to go out and vote, because things are so close right now. And that sense of urgency goes back to some of the latest figures we're getting regarding early voting here in Nevada. More than 1 million people in the state have cast their ballots so far. That's roughly 50% of those who are registered. But Republicans have the edge at the moment, outpacing Democrats by nearly 50,000 ballots cast so far. And that's a big part of the reason why we're seeing Trump and Harris campaigns focusing so much on Nevada. Both candidates were here rallying just 2 days ago, and today it was their running mates' turn to court voters. J.D. Vance and Tim Walz holding rallies in the Las Vegas area where they emphasized the top of the ticket.
The main reason to go to the poll is to elect the most qualified person who's ever stood to be president of the United States. Kamala Harris to the White House.
Just remember, at least you don't have to do what Tim Walz has to do, which is go around and try to persuade the American people that Kamala Harris is somehow fit to be the president of the United States. That's tough work. That's very tough work.
Now, 4 years ago, Democrats had an advantage of total registered voters by about 87,000 voters. This year, however, they only hold an edge over Republicans by roughly 9,000 votes, further complicating the picture due to a new automatic registration law in Nevada. Nonpartisan voters are now the biggest voting bloc in the state. So it really kind of depends on how many of those nonpartisan voters show up, how many are they going to cast their ballots, because that really could decide who wins this state. John?
Yes, as the graphic showed, 287,000 voters in the other category, not Dems, not Republicans. Going to be a fascinating race in that state, as really it will be across the country. Jeff Paul in Las Vegas, thanks. Let's head north and east from Nevada to Michigan, a key part of the Blue Wall, where both campaigns are pouring in resources. Fox Business' Grady Trimble is live in Dearborn, where former President Trump stopped yesterday. Grady.
And John, Dearborn is home to the largest Arab American population in the country. That's a group of